guys too. Okay, we are live in the building, live on TikTok and live on YouTube. What is happening, my people? It's good to see. We have some guests. We have guests here today, and we got a few people who are going to be popping in here in the chat. Uh, Nico, he's in the stream and he's in the chat. He's everywhere and he's on TikTok. How are you doing that? That is insane. It's crazy. Erica's sneaking in. What's up, girl? I see you. Nathan Orion, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have a really fun stream planned for today. So what I'm trying to do is every Wednesday is Star Wars TikTok. So that's like my thing. So that what that means is we'll have a lot of guests from TikTok that are Star Wars content creators, cosplayers, you name it. They're all going to be a part of the stream. So it'll be really, really fun. So that's what we're doing today. I had a Mando Monday. I know a lot of you guys were like, who are these people that I have? They were all like Mando cosplayers that were from TikTok. So really fun. And it's fun to kind of make new friends amongst the galaxy far, far away. So before I bring in our guests, a couple announcements for the channel. Obviously, I mentioned this before, but memberships are live now on the channel. That's a new thing for me. Not a pressure to my people here, but memberships are live. So look through those and see which one is most fitting for you. There are 3 different options. So like I think the first one's like the gunslinger. The second one is the bounty hunter. And the top tier one, which is probably like the most expensive, is the bucket head status. But again, you guys have to decide on which is most fitting for you. No one here on my channel is telling you have to absolutely choose, one particular option. You do what's most fitting for you and how you want to support my channel. It definitely helps me out a ton. So yeah, memberships are live. Other than that, again, November 12th, don't forget we're doing a watch party for Disney Plus Day, which is going to be insane. I know there's a lot of speculation as far as what we're going to see that day. So a lot of us are hoping to see the Obi-Wan Kenobi, anything. I think that's going to be amazing. So that is going to be happening November 12th here on the channel. So we'll be doing a watch party. As far as my knowledge, I don't know if it's going to be on a YouTube thing. I'm going to be streaming it, but again, I think this may be a pre-recorded thing they have on Disney Plus. So if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, it's something you can watch. At least that's the vibes that's been given off to me. But if it is a thing like they have it on YouTube, obviously I'll be streaming it and we'll watch it all together. But either way, watch party. Folks on TikTok, watch party. YouTube people, watch party. It's going to be great. Erica, I wonder if Morty is still alive. I mean, Evil Rick did ruin the date on Monday. Yeah, you guys have your own thing. It's amazing. By the way, yes, I do have a Discord, so I'll go ahead and post that here in the chat really quick. And I really think that's pretty much it as far as my own announcements. Let me copy that and post it in the chat for you guys. So feel free to follow me on Discord. My old Discord is trash, bro. My old Discord is so trash. I have no idea what I was doing, but thank God for some of you guys who do. So anyway, follow that one. It's better. It's cool. Hey, my buddy Dak Jaren, what's up, man? Good to see you. Everybody go say hi. Go say hi to Dak Jaren. That dude's awesome. Definitely one of my new friends. Definitely a regular. I got to bring you back on, man. It was so fun chatting with you on Monday. So please go follow him. Go follow him on TikTok. He's got some good stuff and on Instagram. So, all right, without further ado, I've been talking long enough. We have guests patiently waiting. Let's bring them in. Let's have some fun. So, I'm going to just pop people in like eggs on Easter, man. And everyone is here. We're just waiting on one more person. I think Star Wars Lawyer is the last person that we're waiting on. But he'll pop in. He usually messages me like, hey, man, I'm here in the chat. Let me in royally. So anyway, we have some fantastic, amazing guests from Star Wars TikTok. Let's start off with Marissa. Why don't you introduce yourself? Who are you, and what do you do? What can people expect from you on the TikTok?
So I'm Marissa. I'm from San Diego. I do cosplay, and then I do sort of like general like Star Wars and nerd kind of content. But most people know me as Grogu on TikTok. I do cosplay
She's
Grogu.
adorable. She's adorable.
Oh, thank you. So most people know me as that, and that's kind of the most popular thing on my TikTok. But I make all kinds of stuff. I cosplay other characters. I do Lord of the Rings stuff. I do Jurassic Park stuff mostly. Yeah.
Her page is amazing. By the way, in my drafts on TikTok, Marissa, I want you to know there's like 15 duets of you and me right now, just sitting there, ready to dish out. So that's the thing. That's the thing. All right. Well, thank you for sharing. Nico.
Hello.
This is a regular. Introduce yourself, man. If people don't know who you are, let them know who you are. Let them know what's up, man. Who is Nico
Hey
Skywalker?
everyone, I'm Nico Skywalker. I spin lightsabers and cosplay Obi-Wan Kenobi on the side.
Yeah, boy. He is a master of spinning lightsabers. It's pretty insane, man. To see where your growth, man, from where you started, like to where you are now, is pretty insane. And here's the thing: most people don't know. Like me and Nico, we've literally both been following each other from, I would say, the start of like when we joined TikTok. So it's really meaningful to like have a friend where we've both seen each other kind of go through these transitions. So it's really cool, man. Yeah, man. So glad to have you here. Let me move my thingamabobby over. You guys can't see what I'm saying. I'm trying to click on names, and it's like, okay, Trilla Supremacy. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
I said it right. She gave me a thumbs up, so we're good. Okay, tell us about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And what can we expect on your TikTok?
I am a Star Wars cosplayer from Washington, and I am mostly known for cosplaying as the second sister from Jedi Fallen Order and the armorer from The Mandalorian.
Yes, and that's how I came across your page. I was just like searching on TikTok. I need an armorer to duet with, and then I seen her stuff. I was like, wow, she's great. Oh wait, she's already following me. Let me follow her back. So yeah, man, you got some cool stuff. And we got my boy JC, the splendid Sith Lord. I feel like I have to say it very powerful. The splendid Sith Lord. Tell us about yourself, man. Who are you? What can we expect on your page on TikTok?
Well, I'm a Daddy Vader simp, and I explain Star Wars lore, and I just love Star Wars in general, and I love connecting with new Star Wars fans like you guys right here.
Absolutely. Let me tell you guys something about Splendid Sith Lord. Yes, he is a Vader simp, but this guy is like the most positive, nicest human being you'll be in contact with. He's very cool, very uplifting, and even though his name is Splendid Sith Lord, he's one of the nicest fans you'll encounter. So happy to have you here in the chat, man.
Well, we're all positive fans here at the end of the day. Every single one of us.
Absolutely, man. Erica says portal jumping again. Yeah, my chat has turned into its own living thing. It's great, but it's like an episode of its own thing. Like looking at my chat, it's hilarious. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started, man. Our first question to our group, and I'll answer last for like all of our questions because I want to hear from you guys. I can talk all day long. That's fine. But it's not about me. It's not just about me today. And again, TikTok people, I'm live on YouTube, so you're more than welcome to join us. Again, if you guys have questions for all of our guests, you're more than welcome to pop in and ask them questions as well. Or you can watch from here and ask questions, and I'll answer it to the broader group. So first question for everyone today is, what are you most excited for in the future of Star Wars? So, Splendid Sith Lord, we'll have you start off with this one. What are you most excited for?
What am I looking forward to is obviously the Space Jesus series Kenobi.
Oh, yeah.
Space Jesus. It's Space Jesus. Cannot wait for that.
Yeah, man. And I think we're going to maybe get something, a little glimpse, maybe Disney Plus Day. So
yeah, I've heard about it Friday, I believe. I've heard.
Yeah.
But we'll see first.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm very excited for that.
Mm-hmm.
Trilla Supremacy. What about you?
I think I have to agree with the Space Jesus.
Space Jesus.
That's our religion. So we're looking forward to Friday and seeing what interesting stuff is going to drop. And then I'm looking forward to Jedi Fallen Order 2. That stuff was announced, and we're going to see the development and to see how it goes into the canon Star Wars. So,
it's funny you mentioned Jedi Order. Wait, Yeah, Fallen Order, right? Yeah, Fallen Order.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just did an article. I read an article about like there was some orange lightsaber that was released with the game. Like it was like
Yes.
an article about like the meaning behind lightsabers and stuff. And I don't think there's technically any meaning behind the orange one. But anyway, it's something that came exclusively with that game. So yeah.
The only sabers that have meaning is the red and white, but the rest there's not really an explanation to my knowledge. To my knowledge, of course.
Yeah, because the red you
That's
have
a
to
lot
make
of
it
knowledge.
bleed. Yeah, right.
Oh.
It is a lot of knowledge, man. Kyber crystals are crazy. Well, thank you two for sharing. Nico, what about you, man? What are you most excited for in the future of Star Wars?
I feel like I can't say Kenobi for the third time in a row.
Oh.
So Mando season 3.
Yes!
Oh my god. I am
Okay,
so
yeah,
excited.
that's good.
So excited.
And by the way, we're going to talk about Mando season 3 later too, so hold on to that. But yes, you and I both, obviously. I mean, I know even Marissa, like you and I, we're like a dyad, man, in the Force. Of course, we're both excited for Mando season 3. But cool, Nico. Marissa, what about you? What are you most excited for in the future of Star Wars?
Well, Mando, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the Ahsoka series. I think that one's going to be really
yes.
interesting, especially because like Mando has such a feel of like a classic Western just set in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
And the Ahsoka episode of Mandalorian felt very like a samurai film. And I'm kind of wondering if they carry that aesthetic over to that series and like kind of how that all plays out and connects in with everything.
Yep.
Also excited to see Hayden Christensen come back and like how he's going to be worked into both Kenobi and
the simpery.
Ahsoka.
I can feel it, and I can feel the simpery within this chat.
I'm a space boy simp all day long.
Yeah, no, man. Obi-Wan is going to be crazy. Mando season 3. There's a lot. And don't forget about the Book of Boba Fett. Oh my God. That's going to be insane.
That's going to be insane.
I would have to say, for me to answer this question, while the common things that we know of that are coming, yes, I'm excited for those things. It's weird that I think about like how it all ends. You know what I mean? And we know that the start of every journey there's an ending point. So with that, it's kind of like because we know that the Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka, and possibly Rangers of the New Republic, they're all coming together for this bigger conclusion. So I wonder, this bigger crossover or whatever, they're supposed to be cinematic. So I wonder, with that, like, who knows how many years? I mean, with the Mandalorian, we could have that show for many years to come, which I hope we do. But, who knows? They could stretch it out, or it's like, hey, we only got 2 more seasons until this bigger climactic event. My thoughts is like, what is that going to be like? And I'm really excited for that. Chris is here. I knew he would message me.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna do. I feel like he's gonna do the Miles Morales thing. Like, hey, he's got that deep voice. Watch. Let's bring him in. Hey.
Hello, what have we here?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
It's going good. We so far, yeah, you're not really late. I mean, we've only asked one question, and then
We've only just started, yeah.
Yeah, we really just started, man. And since you're here, Star Wars lawyer, 2 questions for you. Number 1, who are you? What do you do on TikTok? And then what are you most excited for in the future of Star Wars? Go.
Okay, who am I? So I am Chris, aka Star Wars lawyer. I do a lot of different things: cosplay, lore, what ifs, what I'd rather have seen, what I want to see. And thing I'm most excited about, besides Mando season 3, because I feel like that's a basic answer.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna just go out with the High Republic, specifically with Ty Yorick, because she's a former Jedi that is now essentially a Witcher, and that's just all I want. Those
badass.
Are all the things that I want. She hunts monsters.
Okay, I feel that. I heard rumors about a possible like High Republic movie in the making. There's been some stuff flowing out there, so we'll see.
I'll
but I hope
believe it
it's
when
true.
I see it.
Yeah, same. I hope it's true. Well, great, man. Star Wars lawyer, welcome to the stream again. All my TikTok people, we are live on YouTube. Hey, man, I'm getting the Black Series Mando helmet soon. Can't wait. Nice. That's awesome. Tag me when you get it. I'd love to see that. And again, TikTok people, if you guys have questions, just post them. I'll do my best to try to bounce back and forth. Okay, cool. So we are all caught up. Next question is, who is your favorite Star Wars character and why? So, Chris, why don't you start this one off, man? Who's your favorite Star Wars character and why?
Luke Skywalker. I think every iteration of Luke that I have seen, from Legends to movies to the what ifs part of Legends, it just shows that wherever Luke goes, he will, even when the chips are down, eventually he will get back to being that hopeful character that we were first introduced, always looking ahead to the horizon. A flawed character, but he still wants to do right by his friends, by the people that he loves. And I think that's something we can all identify as, and we all want to have, be that, go on that grand adventure, be that hero. And Mark Hamill is such a wonderful human being that it just makes it all the better.
Yeah. I feel like Luke is definitely like the default. It's like, how can you not, with Star Wars, he was the first of the hero's journey, and such a lovable character. I agree with that, man. Splendid Sith Lord. I feel like I don't need to ask. Right, but I want to know the why. I want to know the why.
Well, the reason why I love Darth Vader, right? When I first ever Star Wars movie I ever watched was New Hope. So I started from when I was younger. And when I saw Darth Vader step through that door, I was so terrified as a kid. But I was interested, wanted to know more. And his character, how he moves. And plus, what's even better, he wears a helmet and a mask. You don't know what he's thinking. You don't know if he's angry, happy, or he's asleep. I don't know. I don't know, but no. And throughout me reading comic books and knowing more about him, it's got me like, Daddy Vader. That's it, pretty much. But no, it's Darth Vader all the way.
Absolutely, and I love that. It's not even my turn, but I have to go off of that, man, because I think that's some of the what do you call it? The specialness and uniqueness to even Mando, where there's this, where you don't know what he's thinking, you can't tell his facial expressions, so it adds this layer to the mysteriousness to characters like that are very quilted, that have a helmet, a face covering. It really gives this other element, but you still can feel this presence with each character, which I think is so unique. So I understand where you're coming from in that, for sure. I'm just gonna say Trilla for short. Trilla the Killer. Ooh, that might be a second profile, second TikTok profile. Trilla the Killer. So who's your favorite character and why?
Well, it's obviously Trilla, and I think it was just plain, like, when she first shows up in the game, it's like she just takes the energy of the room, and it's like,
oh yes,
she's just so like cunning and so dangerously calm, where it's like, I don't know whether I should say what I'm gonna say, it's just cold and calculated, but also like she brought a really good kind of new side to the Inquisitors, because there's still that Jedi youngling in her at the end of the game, and kind of gives emotion to the Inquisitors. So
and she's like one of the top Inquisitors, right?
Second sister.
Okay, wow. I've not played that game. I watched the story mode because I'm all about the Switch life. So, but I've watched the story mode to know a little bit, but it's still not enough. I want to play it one day, but I know what you're talking about.
I think we can all agree when Trilla, at the first part, I don't know if you also know you guys played the game, when you were facing her and she does that smooth landing, I just sat there and went, oh Jesus! As soon as I saw it, I was like,
Cal Kestis.
I'm dead.
Cal Kestis. Oh, you're toying with him.
Soon she did that smooth landing, I was like, I don't know whether I should be scared or excited.
She's got swag to her, man. She's got swag.
Oh yeah, definitely.
After the final fight, I was like, oh, maybe she'll live. Maybe she'll join the gang. Then all of a sudden, you just hear the
Daddy
breathing,
Vader.
and then you get, you have failed me, Inquisitor. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, there you go. You're going.
Like,
I
oh
knew-
gosh.
so- yeah, I knew straight away as soon as I saw Vader. I'm thinking, "Please, I'm not going to fight. I've got no chance. I'm going to die." No, we all know when Vader arrives in the game, like, we're dead. We're dead. I think we should head to the exit. Come on, let's get out of here now.
Yeah. It's like once you've seen Vader, man, anywhere you know it's over. It's a
Yeah,
deal.
definitely.
Nico, man, what about you? I feel like I don't really know. I feel like
This-
your name
It
gives
changes
off.
a lot all the time.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know, like, who's your favorite character and why?
Right now, it's really Obi-Wan because
Okay.
he's just a guy trying his best to do what's right. And
Yeah.
Space
sometimes
Jesus.
it doesn't work
Yeah.
out, but he still tries.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I feel that, man. Obi-Wan is great, and I think the show is going to be amazing. I think the show is going to be the thing that rocks the foundation of next year, man. It's going to be insane. So,
Can't wait.
yeah, Obi-Wan, I can respect that. Absolutely. Marissa, what about you? Who's your favorite Star Wars character and why?
So this may come as a surprise because of the amount of Grogu love that I have,
Yeah.
but it is Leia. Like
Oh.
since I was a little girl, we got the box VHS set,
Yeah.
and I
Yep.
was obsessed from the moment she came on the screen. And
Yeah.
then as I got older, me and Carrie Fisher have the same birthday.
Wow.
She has bipolar disorder. I have bipolar disorder. Like
Oh.
she is
Wow.
just an absolute icon and a hero to me. I have a big Leia tattoo.
What? Oh, dude, that's
Oh.
awesome.
But she's like my everything. I love that she's somebody who knows what she wants. She's brilliant strategist and like a person who's like looking for what's best for everybody, and she's truly a leader and
Yeah.
like just pardon my French, a bad bitch. And
Yeah.
we're here for it. I've always
Quite
been here for
literally.
it. I want her. She's the best.
Absolutely. And,
Oh,
I think the
yes.
unique thing about Leia is that, I mean, this is something that they've really focused on in terms of casting. They needed somebody that, was still younger, but had this angelic personality to them that carried themselves a little bit older than everyone else in the room. And, you get that vibe with her. Like Luke, you look at her and Luke in New Hope, you're like, there's no way they're the same age. Whiny boy, farm kid, and this princess, but it's the way that she carried herself. It was so like she was ahead of her time. You know what I mean? And I think that's one thing that made her character so unique. And absolutely a natural choice for sure. I get that. Okay, cool. Oh wait,
The general,
what am I
to
talking
me,
about?
she's royalty.
She is royalty, man. Yes, she is.
She's
Still
royalty.
I have a couple books I need to read. I think one is Aftermath, and then there's another one that's what is it? Bloodlines.
Bloodlines.
Yeah. Those are two that I still have in my reading collection. Dealing with, I know she's in both of those, so I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, for me, favorite character, I mean, it's obvious, Mando. I do love Luke Skywalker. I do love Luke. If I could pick a favorite Jedi, it would be Kanan Jarrus. I love Kanan.
Blimey.
I love Kanan, man. The example that he set and just his character in general was so cool. I love. He had there was so much development with those characters in Rebels.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Kanan, but Mando, definitely Mando, man. I mean, he is an anti-hero, and I think we forget that a lot of the times. He's, this gunslinger, this bounty hunter. Sometimes he does things that are a little questionable. He's definitely not perfect, and he's like the king of oblivion, which I totally relate with. Oh my God. But he still is caring, and you see a lot of development, even with this character alone, that he, seems to have found purpose and kind of remembers that, the way he was taken in as a foundling, he does the same thing with, this child. And it's just so cool to see that, even the most kind of strange and broken kind of character can still find purpose and still, do some great things in the galaxy, man. So I love his character. I love Mando, man, and I can't wait for season 3.
Yes.
Let's see. What is our next question? Let me check on our chat before we go to our next question.
Okay.
Ali says favorite Star Wars movie. I think that may be one of our questions. If not, I mean, I can answer. We can ask. Actually, I don't have that in one of our questions. So, sure.
Let's go for it.
Splendid Sith Lord, kick it off, man. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Well, it was Return of the Jedi, but it's Revenge of the Sith. And
Okay.
And the reason is Revenge is yes, I know it's so dark, and but now the reason I like it, it's Anakin and how he was, and yes, I know he did terrible things, but how he were and how he was feeling, I had that connection with him because I understood that feeling, and he did everything to save Padme. Tried to, but and also the best thing is when that mask went on, Darth Vader mask went on, and I always go, shh, listen, hear the breathing.
Feel that breath on your neck, man. Feel that breath.
I go, and then I hear it. I go, ooh.
No, tell me more. Keep going.
Tell me more. Keep me going. Tell me more. And that's pretty much it, really. Yes.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith it hits different, man. That's child. Yeah, because and I'll let everybody else share. I'll share mine soon, but that one is so special because, like, when we were kids, we had midnight releases. I don't think they do that anymore. Now you have like matinee, on Thursday evenings, and that's
7 p.m. show.
Yeah, so but back in the day when we were kids, it was like midnight release, and I remember that vividly for the prequels. Like every single movie, I got Taco Bell because Taco Bell was doing crazy promotions back in the day. If you guys remember that, maybe I'm showing my age. I know some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but that and then the midnight release, man, it was such a different time. It was so cool. Chris, what about you, man? What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, you know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say The Last Jedi. I thought you were gonna say it's Empire. He's like, no.
Okay. So here's the thing about The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I walked out of the theater thinking, oh my God, this might have replaced Revenge of the Sith on my list because Revenge of the Sith is 3 for me. It goes Empire, New Hope, Revenge of the Sith.
Yep.
And I was like, man, this may have just edged out Revenge of the Sith. And then I watched it like 3 more times, and I was like, man. And then time went on, and I was just like, wait, no, I have problems with this movie. And then The Rise of Skywalker happened, and I'm like, I kind of blame The Last Jedi for this. And my problems pretty much revolve around Finn.
Okay.
If you spend any time around my if you spend any time around my page, you know it's about Finn. So then it just sort of like brought it down. Now it's mid-tier. It's nowhere near the last Star Wars film for me. It's synced down a few spots, but it's definitely Empire.
Wow. We in the Mando stream on Monday, I can't remember who else said that. Somebody else said Empire, and I was like, it's so surprising because it's such a dark movie if you think about it. The way the story was set up, the ending, it's not really a happy ending. That we're in America. You know what I mean? We're so used to the happy endings with every story, but Empire, it really wasn't like that, and I think that's what makes it so different for sure. Good choice. Killa. Wait, is it Trilla? No, it's Trilla. I'm saying Trilla the Killer. Trilla, what about you?
Mine would have to be Rogue One because I do love me some good old trauma.
Okay. Daddy Vader's sipping over here. I see him.
When that alarm went off, you hear the breathing lightsaber ignites.
I saw that in theater, and I was just like, holy crap. And it was just so well written, but we also didn't expect the heroes to all die. Yeah. And it was kind of, once again, like we were expecting a happy ending, but it was like, these people sacrificed this so this could be achieved. But
it's definitely the Suicide Squad of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Literally. Good
I
choice,
love that
man.
movie.
There-
Absolutely love it.
there's
Oh,
something
yeah,
I do have to
Suicide,
say about
yes.
that though. Rogue One, and I would even go so far as to say Solo, a Star Wars story. I feel like the vibe of those really set up the Mandalorian. If you think of like the tone of those movies, and just it was so different from any other Star Wars movies we've seen. It was kind of darker. It was even the way it was filmed. Both of those films were a little bit darker in terms of the color. And if you look at the Mandalorian, you go back, you're like, previously, I feel like there must have been some inspiration, when you're looking at those projects and going forward with stuff that's on Disney Plus now. But anyway, just a
Yeah.
thought that came to my brain. Nico, what about you, man? What's your favorite? I don't know this. I don't know this about. What's your favorite Star
Okay.
Wars movie?
Okay, this one stays the same. It is The Last Jedi.
Really?
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, I love the culmination of like lore that happens in The Last Jedi. One of
Yeah.
the main reasons I love Star Wars is it's so lore heavy. And all the little bits and nuggets and pieces and like homages to other stuff in the series
Yeah.
really puts it up there for me.
Okay.
When you say nuggets, I think of those little bird things on the island.
Oh, those, yeah. Aren't those just the best? I would love to eat one of those one day. That'd be great. No one else here stop that? Okay, maybe it's just me. It's just me. But
No.
I'm right there with Chewie, man. I don't care. Those cute faces don't give me. I'll eat one of those. It looked amazing. It did. You guys you can't lie. It was tenderized and like
It was,
just
yeah.
golden, crispy. Like no one's gonna deny a cooked
Oh.
pork. It looked amazing.
Chewy on the grill.
Right, man. All right, Marissa. What about you? What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
So I've thought about this a lot, and I go back and forth between two, and it's Empire and Last Jedi. As a cinematography nerd, like Last Jedi fucking slaps so hard.
Yeah,
It's
Visually
so
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yep.
And like hands down, in my opinion, Adam Driver is the best actor and gives the best performance in like all of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And
I
that
love
movie
Adam.
in particular, he really gives you so much. And I love Kylo. And there's
Oh,
just
yes.
the last hour of Last Jedi is just like banger after banger after banger of sequences that are just like so good and fulfilling. And
Yeah.
I agree that there's problems,
Yeah.
but the sequel trilogy is such an interesting thing because like I think each movie, if you watch it individually, they're great. But if you watch them as a trilogy, it's all messed up. There's just a problem with continuity and like direction and like what they were trying to accomplish and like retconning things and trying to like figure out how to please the audience. And so there's a problem with the sequel trilogy in that aspect. But Last Jedi, I think, is just like a phenomenal film.
Yeah.
And I love it so much. But Empire always has my heart because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
a great Leia picture and like
Oh man.
classic Star Wars is where it's at for me, and like
Yeah.
that feeling when I was a kid, it was of course Return of the Jedi, but like
Yep.
now it's just like it's a great film.
I would agree with that, man.
Yes.
I want to talk about that movie for a second. It's not my. It's. I love The Last Jedi, and what's funny, I think I may share this with a few of you guys, but at first I didn't like it the first time I seen it, and then the second time I seen it, it grew on me, and then after having other conversations, it was like, okay, you know what? I mean, the movie was like, it was gorgeously filmed. I am one of those weirdos that actually likes what they did with Luke Skywalker, and this is coming from getting an understanding of what happened with Luke versus like in Legends. It's really not too far off if you think about it. Chris, maybe you agree with me on that. Like I think there's little things that are definitely different because I know you know Legends probably a little bit more than I do, but at the same time, once I got recollection of like, oh, this is what kind of happened to him in Legends versus this is what happened to him in the canonization of things, it was like, okay, it's not too far off, you know what I mean, as far as where he ended up. But I actually like what they did with Luke, and then visually, man, it was probably one of the best. I feel like Last Jedi was one of the best visually out of Star Wars for sure. As far as my favorite film, it's between Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith.
Marry me.
between those two. Between those two, man. Because Return of the Jedi, Luke was just so different. He was so different compared to how we seen him in all the, the
Oh
first
yeah,
two
I
films.
agree with that.
The whiny farm boy, and then you see in Empire, he's got a little more confidence, but he's still kind of hot-headed and still has a lot to learn. And then a lot of conflict going on within him, I would say, in that film particularly. And then you see him in Return of the Jedi, and you're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So different from the guy that we've been following in the previous two movies. So I really love that. But then Revenge of the Sith is one of those things, it brings everything full circle. It makes you, like, as a kid, like, okay, now I got to go back and watch the original trilogy because this shows you who, this Anakin guy turned into... he's the big bad guy, so it really makes you brings everything full circle. And I don't know. I love me some Revenge of the Sith, man. It's different. Let's see. I think we have one more question. Colleen Beville says, Marissa, that's my boo. Oh, snaps. We got some simps. We got some simps in the chat. Erica says, what is your favorite series? Favorite series of Star Wars? Can be classic up to the newer ones. I think that may be in one of our questions. If not, I'm going to keep this pinned and we'll answer that one here in just a bit because I think that one is in one of our questions. So let me go to our list. Okay, so here's the next question. In what order do you guys recommend watching all of the Star Wars movies? Nico, I'm going to have you start this one off, man.
Generally I'm a release order kind of guy with anything. I like to see it how like the people put it out.
Yeah.
But I did a watch party with someone who watched it like chronologically, and they were loving it. I was surprised.
Okay. So so you would recommend kind of watching it chronologically. It's kind of fun.
I would recommend chronologically because it's a very fun order to see things in.
Okay. Marissa, what about you?
I think release date for me.
Okay.
That just feels logical to me. That's the way that I saw them.
Yep.
I do think that like if the person is younger, like a kid, I would say like prequels first because I feel like when people watch the prequels as kids, then they like have this special love for them that is like more developed and of course, whatever you watch when you're a kid, you just like have this nostalgia for, but it like you see that generation of kids who like that was how they were introduced to Star Wars and how much they love that series. And I think that's like a really great thing because it's not like my personal favorite. It never like the prequels never really did it for me in that way. I like them, but I'm not like obsessed. But so I like that aspect of people being into them because that's how they started.
Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. Trilla, what about you? What's what order do you recommend watching the Star Wars movies in?
I recommend chronologically. Just for people who are new to the Star Wars universe, it's kind of complicated to puzzle everything together if you just go by release. And it's better to explain because like I'll watch like my friend right now has never seen Star Wars, so we're doing a Star Wars marathon in chronological order, and she's just it's easier to explain. But
especially if you're not really familiar with kind of the characters and lore of Star Wars. I totally get that for sure. Chris, I'm really curious to hear from Chris because he's the master. What do you recommend, man? How would you recommend watching the Star Wars movies? What order?
So I'm going to give a very lawyer answer here. It depends.
Okay. Okay.
So it depends on the person, right? So I feel like if you've been watching Star Wars for like most of your life, you've seen all of them already. You can just go through chronological order. No problem. Because the other things that will help you do is like, especially if it's fresh in your mind, is just being like, okay, I see the allusions from the prequels to the originals. After I watched the prequels and now I'm watching the originals, I see that poetry there. Or with the sequels and the prequels, because I feel like there's more poetry between the sequels and the prequels than the sequels and the originals. But maybe that's just because they're more fresh in my mind. When I do my trilogy rewatches. But if it's someone that has never seen them before, then I should. They've never seen them before, and they know nothing about Star Wars. Like they don't know that Darth Vader is Luke's father. If they don't know that, then you gotta go through chronological order because they need to get that. Like, oh, there's this sweet kid. Oh my God, what happened to the sweet kid? Oh my God, wait, his last name is Skywalker. Oh my God, and then the reveal like that Darth Vader, Luke's father, isn't there. But then they find out Leia is his sister, and they're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
They kissed. That's gonna be the thing that gets them. But I feel like if they know that Darth Vader is Luke's father, then they can just go through release order.
Okay. I can feel that. Anyone? I mean, I forget that there are children in the world, so it's like, kids. They're gonna grow up, and they, I have a kid, so she's gonna eventually watch. I mean, she knows what Star Wars is, but
Palpatine.
again, right. Oh, Palpatine's the one who's behind it all. What? So. Eventually, there's. I forget sometimes, like, oh yeah, there's still a younger generation that has no idea what some of the original trilogy is,
Mm-hmm.
So that's really fun to kind of be an elder in that sense to kind of share that knowledge with younger people. So that's really fun. Splendid Sith Lord, man. What about you? What order do you recommend watching Star Wars in?
How I started off and how I started loving Star Wars, I will actually start from the originals because I think it builds up that thinking you want to know more, like especially Darth Vader, how he became like that.
Yeah.
Who's Luke's mother? How did the Empire rise to power? How everything all started. I'll start from the originals, and then the prequels, which I love as well. It explains how it all happened, especially from Revenge of the Sith. It's sad, but it's powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I don't know. I'm torn because I kind of agree with you, Chris. Where I'm like, it kind of depends. I like certain orders that they've written out where you can watch it in chronological order, but then there's something that's unique, I would say, about release order. Because I would say, and maybe this is just my experience, is when I first seen the original trilogy, I watched it on the the box VHS tapes back in the day that was passed down from my dad to me. So I would watch all of those. And then when the prequels came out, it was like, okay, now I got to get used to these characters. But then it brought you back to those, which was just, it made those seem newer, in a way, which I thought was just so unique, where it's almost like every Star Wars movie seems timeless in a sense, when there's that thing that makes you go back to a certain point in time, So again, I would probably say it depends. I think there was one other question in the chat that actually a comment. Life of Oliver, what's up, man, from Scotland? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Scotland.
How's everyone doing? Good to see you guys. Came here because I couldn't fall asleep, and it's 23:42 in the UK right now. Nice. Well, hey, stay up with us, man. Stay up with us and hang out. Okay, so next question for everyone is, what made you cosplay the characters you chose? So, and on the flip side of that, for those, actually, I feel like everyone here does. Splendid Sith Lord, do you cosplay?
Yes. As you
Okay.
can see right there, I've got Luke Skywalker's outfit.
Well,
From
why don't you
Return
kick
of
it
the
off?
Jedi.
Why don't you kick it off?
And
What made
also,
you cosplay?
it's mixed with Anakin as well, so it's kind of both.
Okay.
Right there, as you see, right behind me.
Yeah. What made you choose those characters to cosplay as?
Well, I tried to do Darth Vader, but it's kind of trouble getting the outfit. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
thought,
man.
you know what? I'll go as Anakin and Luke because, I love those characters.
Yeah.
But either, I will go as any, to be honest, I'll go as any character, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'll go as Ahsoka. It won't bother me.
Hey, Ahsoka's badass, man. I really love her lightsaber. Oh my god.
Absolutely amazing.
I would kill to have those. Those would be pretty cool. Trilla, what about you? Why did you cosplay as the characters that you chose? Because you have a couple things on your page. So I'm curious to hear from you why, particularly in Star Wars, why did you choose those characters?
So I'll start with the armor on this one. The armor there was a convention coming to Washington after COVID started to calm down, and Emily Swallow, who plays the armorer, was going to be there. And I wasn't planning on putting together the armor anytime soon because I like to plan ahead. But it was like 2 weeks before, and I was like, you know what? Let's do this. So we just rushed to cosplay, stayed up super late, but it was super cool to just be able to go up as the armor and meet her, and she's the nicest person. It is like
that's
crazy.
So cool.
Yeah.
I seen that video on your. It's public videos and pictures, okay? So it's not like I'm spying. But I seen there was a video on your TikTok where you had I think she had mentioned you, and like she was going through pictures and stuff. That's so cool. That's really really cool, man. So and how that's gotta like really make it even more personable for you. Like, oh my god, like I am the armorer at this point. You are the armorer. So
and with like the second sister, it's like wearing that costume at a convention. Like I wore it to PAX, and it was like you scare the crap out of people, but it is so fun because no one sees where you're looking at under the mask or what you're doing. But it's like, holy crap, it's the second sister, and it's like I am super tall. You see this 6'4" person in a cape with a lightsaber, and it's just like it is so fun to just kind of carry that power that she has in the game in a cosplay.
So small.
That's so cool. That's so cool, man. And you said you're how tall are you again?
6'4".
Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, and then seeing you in the outfit, it's definitely got that vibe of like, holy crap. That's really cool. Oh, man.
Listen. When she's wearing the outfit, I bet people are like, what? Where's the second ticket? And oh my god.
That's awesome, dude. Nico, what about you, man? I feel like you've got a couple things, but mainly with Obi-Wan. I'm curious, why did you choose Obi-Wan to cosplay as?
I just love that guy so much. And somebody sent me a crocheted beard, and I was like, well, it has to happen now. So
yeah. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, and I remember when you first got that beard too. And it was like, yeah, this is a thing now. It was. I think you did like a cosplay reveal. Yeah. You didn't just come out and like have the videos out. It was kind of like a reveal thing, which is really fun. My boy Chris, you have two main ones that you're really known for, and I guess I never really asked you the why behind it, which I'm really curious. So Chris, for you, why do you there's two characters, I'll let you share them. Why do you cosplay as these two characters in Star Wars?
So my main two cosplays are Lando and Finn. I have Anakin, specifically
badass. It's so cool.
Clone Wars series Anakin. So I have to do more with that. But the reason why, so Lando was my first one. Lando was the first character I ever cosplayed, and I felt that, I looked on TikTok and there weren't that many Lando cosplayers, and there weren't any really in our community. So I was like, you know what, I'll go for it. The cosplay was reasonably priced, and I felt like oh, I could have some fun with this, with all the different cosplays that we have, the Leias, the Hans, the Lukes. And I feel like this would just be a nice little entryway into Star Wars cosplay. And then, everyone started greeting me with "Hello, what have we here?" So I was like, "Oh, let me try that." And I was like, "Hello, what have we here?" And then, people were just like,
"That voice, man, is golden."
And then with Finn, it comes down to I am a Finn apologist. Repping the best.
Yeah, man.
And I know I have stories that I wanted to do with Finn, based on just a continuation of where we were at with the sequel trilogy, which I always say, like, man, why haven't we got any post-sequel trilogy content? And then I have to remember it took us 3 years before we got the Clone Wars movie and then the series, and then it took, I don't know, what was it, like almost a decade before we got the Legends books. Starting off in the 90s. I mean, we had the comics, but I don't. But so I'm just like, I'm waiting for it, and you know, I'm gonna keep putting it out there, and maybe Disney will hire me one day. You know?
Yeah, man. You and Nico both, because that's definitely Nico's thing.
Disney hire if they're doing a video of a series of Darth Vader, if they hire me, I'd say just let him choke me.
Yeah, I mean the first one he force chokes. Let him choke, please.
That's my cameo.
You have lived when that happens. Oh man! I hope your dream comes true, Splendid Stuff. Absolutely. Let me before I answer this, let me answer Life of Oliver. He says, "Do you actually let me pin this up?" And Erica, I'm going to answer yours too. Chris, do me a favor. Don't let me forget this question that we have pinned. Just about like everyone's favorite series. I'm going to keep that as a mental note because we'll get back to that one. But I did want to highlight this too. Yes, everyone here does have TikTok accounts. And I will post those. I will post those as soon as we get closer to the end of the stream, so you guys can go and follow them there. Please do. They have amazing content. That's the purpose of this. That's the purpose of Star Wars TikTok.
I will be following these people. Don't you worry.
Yeah. That's. I mean, seriously, guys. Every Wednesday, that's really the purpose of this. Chris has done a fun. Let me just talk about Chris really quick. Because I love Chris. Chris is great. But you know, he's one of those people that makes it very welcoming, you know, and you don't always get that in every fandom. He does a cool little series right now where he shows you just how big Star Wars TikTok is, and it's like, holy crap, I didn't even know about these 50 people you follow, Chris. It's insane. So, but it's really cool, and that's kind of what I want Wednesdays to be, you know, for the streams is Star Wars TikTok, to kind of highlight, you know, everyone that's a part of this fandom and community. And you know, you guys, everyone that's here, you make up, you know, Star Wars TikTok. These are those faces and so much more. So kudos for you doing that series, man.
And then for the next generation, there'll be brand new faces.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's on a whole nother app, right? It won't even be TikTok. It'll be like some virtual thing where they have like a chip in their brains, and you know, I don't know.
Matrix,
So I'm gonna keep that pin so I don't forget, because I'm gonna post everyone's TikToks later. So next question. Oh yeah, I didn't even answer. So why did I cosplay as the Mandalorian? Well, I mean, you know, for me, obviously, you know, Mando is such a badass. I fell in love with the show, and then, you know, I think particularly for the Mandalorian cosplay, it was the first time I was able to really be creative in a sense where I was building things, you know, and had to really get my hands dirty with, you know, putting pieces together and making something, you know, on my own, which was really fun. So it really got me to be creative. But then, you know, I really love the story and the character of Din Djarin. You know, he's not the most powerful character. He's definitely not the smartest. He's the king of Oblivion, but you know, he still has this kind of golden heart, even though he's this anti-hero. But you still love the underdog story to this character. You want to see him win. Everybody wants to see him win. So that's my reasoning, man. Next question for our group is
I want to talk about.
Did I? Oh my God, Grogu! I'm so sorry,
Child neglect.
Like, listen, I know I'm with Luke Skywalker training right now, but don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. I'm so sorry, Marissa. You have to forgive my brain when you have a child singing Baby Shark like right over there in your ear. It's immensely challenging to balance the Force right now. So, Marissa, please tell me, why did you cosplay as your character?
Well, just like Grogu, I need lots of attention.
Yes, absolutely.
But I don't know. It just like because I started making content originally like on Instagram as just like a makeup artist, and then I would cosplay stuff because I liked just kind of making stuff. I would do like the Witch King, and I would do, you know, different characters from Jurassic Park and all this kind of stuff. I like love cosplaying Nedry from Jurassic Park. And then I was like doing 31 Days of Halloween, and I was like, oh, I should do a Grogu. And I kind of did it like Mommy Yoda. And then I was like, oh, I want to like actually do this. I like started making TikToks, and I was having so much fun because he's like a blank slate character with just like not a lot of like, you can project a lot of personality onto him. I had so much fun, and I was able to be really funny with him, and it was great. And then like Also, I kind of just look like him. It was like weird because like the first time I did the makeup, I was all like, I just look like him. That's weird.
I can't imagine you being in the mirror like, oh my god. I mean, like, you kind of look like this little guy. Like,
It was literally like that. Like I was looking at a picture and I was like, okay, like, do I need to make any adjustments to my face to kind of like mimic that? And then I was like, no, I just look like him. And I was like, okay.
Hey, you know,
on.
I would take Baby Yoda over Master Yoda any day. Anyone that sits there in the mirror is like, you know, I kind of look like Master Yoda. You know, then that's another story. That's a whole other story. But Baby Yoda, Grogu, it's adorable. So yeah,
I say it all the time. I want to live Grogu's life. I want to just wear shapeless clothing, eat all the snacks I want, and have Pedro Pascal look at me adoringly. And that's really all I want.
You have lived. You have lived when those things are completed.
Yes.
Thank you for stopping me. And anyone here, if I forget to call on you, just tag me. Don't be afraid. Thank you for sharing, Marissa.
Do you want to do Erica's question now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that so I don't forget, please.
So it was a favorite series, either newer or classic, didn't matter, but your favorite Star Wars series.
Chris, why don't you start it off?
The 2003 Clone Wars shorts.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
I can watch those at any time, all the time. And I don't care that the Jedi were overpowered. To watch Mace punch out a droid army will forever be top tier. And then that Asajj Anakin duel.
Ah,
Yeah. What was that?
Oh yeah, that was great, man. Ooh, splendid Sith Lord. What about you, man? What's your favorite series?
The old Clone Wars for me.
Okay.
Or Mandalorian, but it could change. But for now, it's Mandalorian for me.
Okay, and you know, and it's you kind of get a little bit of both because in Clone Wars, you know, I mean, yeah, besides Boba, you know, kind of being the thing that sparkled everything off, but that's where we seen Death Watch, you know, which is our first glimpse of Mandalorians. Aside from books, if you read books, I know that that's different in the Legends, but in canon, it was like, wow, there's more of these people. So
yeah, every series that Disney's done hasn't disappointed me. Clone Wars, Rebels, Mandalorian, even Visions, not once disappointed me.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
With more.
It's like you love it all.
Oh,
Trilla, what about you? What's your favorite Star Wars series?
I'm gonna have to go with The Mandalorian because it is, first of all, everything about The Mandalorian visually with the music and just the costumes and how they introduce like characters from the Clone Wars. And some people may not know who is Ahsoka because they've never watched the Clone Wars, and everyone's freaking out when Ahsoka shows up, and everyone, like, I was watching it with my mom, and she's over here looking up who is Ahsoka Tano after Bo-Katan mentions it, and I think it's just gonna be really interesting to see how it goes in season 3 because Moff Gideon is captured. Din has the dark saber. For now. So yeah.
Good choice. Nico, what about you, man? I don't know this. I'm not really sure, but it's weird. I feel like because here's the thing. I've had Chris and Nico on here like so many times, and it's like I feel like I should know these things, but I don't. So I'm really curious, man. Like, what is your favorite Star Wars series?
All right. My favorite series is Rebels. I love Rebels so much.
Okay, Rebels,
in my opinion, has some of the best Star Wars moments.
Yeah.
And a lot of lore, which I love.
Yep.
I can agree with that one.
And the characters.
Rebels is underrated, man. It's definitely one of those things. And I'm so glad I watched it when I did, because I was one of those people that first, when I visually, when I first seen it, I was like, oh, this looks like it's going to be made for kids. You know, I'm not going to watch it. It looks too cartoony. Then you watch it and you're like, oh my God. Some of the moments that happen in that show, it's very like, it's almost like Incredibles, you know, where it's presented as like a kid show, but it's really not for kids, you know, and I feel like that's a lot of what I got from Rebels. So yeah, I love that choice. Marissa, what about you? I feel like
It's
I know, but then
Mando.
okay,
It's
okay, okay.
Mando.
Yeah.
So as just a person in general, I love westerns, and
Okay,
so the
gotcha.
idea of a Star Wars western just lit me up like
Yeah.
so much, and I just thought it was so well done. Din is such a great character.
Yeah.
Like he's so well executed as far as like the fact that you have a show where the two leads basically you have no human faces and you still feel so much emotion.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful show, visually spectacular. Like it just hits all the points for me. It really renewed my love of Star Wars in general, because I was just kind of like I was a fan, but I wasn't like involved in anything or like really like investing my time in it.
Yeah.
Because I loved it since I was a kid. But
Yeah.
then when Mando came out, it just like gave me fresh eyes and like a whole new approach to this, and to have a world where it wasn't Jedi centric, because I have a lot of problems with the Jedi, but that's a separate topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's so well done and incredible, and I love to see them do more kind of like genre specific nods inside the Star Wars universe.
I feel that absolutely. Did everyone share? I have to ask just to make sure. Okay, everyone's good. Okay.
Oh, so sorry to stop you there, guys.
Yeah. You got to take off?
I know you guys want me to stay here and simp all I want about Daddy Vader. Listen, I've got to get going because I promised my girlfriend I'll watch Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
and if I'm late, there's a lightsaber downstairs, and it's going to be ignited in a bit. Anyway, if you guys are on TikTok, Splendid Sitful, find me, follow you guys back, and I will say this has been a lovely chat, and it's been lovely getting out to you guys.
Hey man, we appreciate you being here.
Just to prove on, if you want to simp over Daddy Vader, come right in. But anyway, thank you, Mando. Thank you for having me. You guys have a lovely day. Be safe.
Take care, buddy.
Bless you and your families.
Take care.
Bye, buddy. So good having him on.
Splendid.
I would have to say for me, definitely Mando. As far as live, Mando's the first live action show that we've had for Star Wars, which is so unique in itself, right? Because anything galactic and TV wise that you're thinking of, it's like Star Trek was the first to kind of do something like that. I know, like back in the day, we had like Star Wars TV films. You guys remember some of those? Like there's the Ewok stuff that came out, you know. But it's not the same as like a TV series, you know. And The Mandalorian was one of those things that I feel like, again, that Western vibe, but it felt like old Star Wars, you know what I mean? But in modern time, and I think that's just so unique. That's one of the reasons why I love it. Animated wise, I gotta go with Rebels. Man, for sure. They didn't say I had to pick one, so those are my two. So yeah, I love me some Mando and Rebels. Okay, so our next question is getting into predictions. So I'm gonna merge two questions into one. Let's get into predictions for the Book of Boba Fett and Mando season 3. I'm gonna have Trilla kick this one off. What are your predictions for both of these shows?
So for the Book of Boba Fett, I have a feeling it's just gonna be like Kill Bill, this whole revenge thing, and it's interesting because it's like that trailer was very vague and what was going on. It was short too, but I'm not complaining. But with the Mandalorian, it's like you've got Moff Gideon. You have no idea what he's gonna be up to because that dude, you know, when he says like, "Assume I know everything," and it's just like, oh gosh, do you really have the upper hand? And Bo-Katan wants the Darksaber, but Din did an oopsie and she's like, oh,
sorry.
Yeah, you need this? Like,
I didn't know.
I know. Right. Yeah, that would be interesting to see how everything kind of settles and like the Empire's kind of stepping out of the shadows a bit. And
Yep. It's gonna be oh man, it's such an eerie feeling. But isn't it great being in Star Wars right now? Like not knowing what's gonna happen. It's kind of nice. I really enjoy that for Star Wars. It's really fun where you're just kind of on the edge and it's like I have no idea. But I love having that feeling in Star Wars again, which is so fun. Chris, man, I haven't. Oh my God, Chris, Nico, I have not talked to you guys in a while about this stuff. I know. I mean, I still see you guys' posts all the time, and I try to engage as best as I can. But in this conversation, I'm curious to hear from you guys on this too. Chris, what are your predictions for Book of Boba Fett and Mando season 3?
Well, when it comes to Book of Boba Fett, it all depends on if y'all have read War of the Bounty Hunters.
A little bit. Yeah. Not all the way through.
Because everything I'm about to say is very spoiler intensive for that.
Oh, okay. Because doesn't Kira kind of get involved in that a little bit? No, wait. No, that's something else. That's the
Nope. That's War of the Bounty
Hunters. She is a part of it, right? Yeah.
Kira's behind it all, and how it ends essentially sets up that Crimson Dawn ain't going away anytime soon.
Yeah.
Now, do I think that she's going to show up in Book of Boba Fett season 1? Probably not, because they still have to finish the trilogy of comic runs that she's in. But War of the Bounty Hunters was part 1. So they still got 2 more parts, and that's not going to be done by the time Book of Boba Fett is done. So I feel like if there's going to be stretching out into the criminal underworld, they're going to have to get into Crimson Dawn. Yeah. And there's going to have to be that confrontation there. Now, my hope is for Kira to be the villain for the Lando series. I have a whole pitch for that, but that's a different conversation. Okay. When it comes to Mando season 3, I think we're going to spend a lot of time on Mandalore, and we're going to get live action Mandalore. We're going to flesh that out more, because every series that Dave Filoni has done has fleshed out Mandalore more and more.
Yep.
Clone Wars, you had Satine, Bo-Katan, Death Watch. With Rebels, you had Clan Ren, also Bo-Katan, and fleshing out what the Mandalore was like during the Empire and how they were turned to glass, essentially. So now we're post-Empire. How is Mandalore recovered? And who's willing to fight to take back their planet, or who's just going to sit down and shut up and just be like, well, the Empire's still here, who cares?
Do me a favor, Chris, because I actually have, I think my in-laws are in town. Can you, Trill, I'm going to have you share next, but can you keep it going for like the next 30 seconds? I'll be right back. I just gotta go let them into the door, and I'll be right back. And the child needs snacks. I'll be right back. Keep it going for me, Chris. I'll be right back.
I got you.
Okay. Pretty sure I already shared the predictions for that.
Yeah, Nico, you haven't gone, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
All right.
I am ready for some Mando stuff. I don't know. I don't like to make predictions for Mando. I didn't for season 2 because I just like to see a space dude doing space stuff with a rifle. Like, that's all I need. As long as they keep doing that with Din, I don't care if he doesn't speak anymore. Just show me.
Yeah. That's nice.
And anything for Boba?
Oh man, Boba? No, I have no clues at all.
Okay.
Yes.
But hopefully it shows us. I've really been interested in what's happened to that area of Hutt space.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to know, and as long as the show fulfills that for me, everything will be complete.
Yeah.
We're gonna get more Star Wars criminal underworld, and honestly, I don't think there's been a part of that in Legends or canon that I've just been like, yeah, no, this is bad. Do less of this.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question that he had on the list is, if you had the choice, would you be a Jedi or a Mandalorian, and why? So
I'll start because I'm not a big, like, obviously I like Star Wars, so I like Jedi, but like the idea of like the Jedi Order and what it stands for and how it's basically like a religious cult and that like preaches basically repressing your feelings, and that is like all red flags for me. So not that like depending on what, like if Children of the Watch versus like other Mandalorians, but like Mandalorian seems like a way better option in general, just because of that aspect of like the cultiness of Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you, Trilla?
See, it would be very cool to wield a glow stick and use the Force and just like there are certain with Star Wars it's kind of evolved to like even with Jedi Fallen Order and even with Ahsoka where she was like there are aspects of the Order that are not the best, but people have gone their own ways and have kind of established their own place in the Force. So I think I'm kind of leaning towards Jedi, but also like not the culty kind of stuff. So yeah, that's my answer.
I heard Jedi and cult. What's happening?
So we're on the question of what if you could be a Jedi or a Mandalorian, which one would you be and why?
Gotcha. Okay.
Nico.
There's not much. If I was given this option, I don't know a single thing on this planet that could stop me from picking Jedi. I swear.
What do you have against Mandalorians, man?
My lightsaber. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just picking up the remote would be 1,000 times easier.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Who's all gone?
Everyone except you and I.
Okay, you take it, Chris. I'll go last.
Okay, so I would pick Jedi, but I couldn't be a part of like the council or be on Coruscant. I would have to be what is essentially is called a way seeker, so that I'm able to operate independently of what the council says and able to help people where they are and not have to wait for the council to say, yeah, no, you can go do that if the Republic says it's okay, because I'm not trying to deal with the Republic's bureaucracy. Like, there are clearly people in trouble right here on this planet that I'm on that the Force led me to. I'm gonna go help them.
Yeah. You've clearly thought about this.
Be like, y'all deal with the politics.
Right.
Like we were talking about, I was talking about this last night with Nicole and Julia, because someone asked, like, could y'all see yourselves being Jedi? And I kept on saying no, and everybody was like, no, you'd definitely be a Jedi. And I was like, well, I couldn't deal with the council.
Yeah.
I got one more I got just Yoda to tell me one time, like, repress your feelings and be like, stick it in your pointy ear, old man.
That's it. Oh man. So the question was Jedi or Mandalorian, huh?
Mm-hmm. Where do your loyalties lie?
I mean, I'm gonna go with a bucket, man. And what's so weird is that I feel like before the Mandalorian, I would have said a Jedi. Like if we didn't have the Mandalorian show and kind of that to go off of, mind you, I know we have, Death Watch, but again, they were terrorists. They're still bad guys, and it's kind of the same thing for Boba Fett. And we talked about this on Monday, where it was like, I feel like sometimes we forget he's a villain. Even though villains can be likable, but he's still a bad guy, and Mando is kind of this anti-hero character where I'm like, oh, I guess I really didn't think about that in that perspective. But I don't know, Mando makes it cool to be something other than what you're so used to, in the world of Star Wars. When I think Star Wars, I think lightsabers. It's just kind of a give or take. You know what I mean? But I would go with Mandalorian, man. I would. I know it's going to be heavier. I know there's rules and whatnot, but I don't know. Mando for sure. I can't be the only Mando person here. Marissa, back me up. Trilla, back me up. Okay.
I was a Mando person. Don't worry.
I heard Trilla saying something about a cult and Jedi. I don't know where that ended, but
that was because I was like, the Jedi are freaky cult.
Okay. Well, hey, you're one to talk, Armorer. You're like the leader of. You're the leader of the Children of the Watch. which is
They call it
technically a
with cool
cult,
glow
right? The
sticks.
Children of the Watch.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
But
we're
we're
bringing
cool.
out lightsabers,
We're
Nico.
cooler cults. We're cooler.
I have like a
cult,
pile
Mandalorians.
sitting next to me. Oh god.
Oh, you know he went to go get his lightsaber for sure.
Man.
Must
Yeah.
prepare myself.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely Mando all day for sure. I didn't share my because you guys all talked about your theories, right, for the Book of Boba Fett and Mando.
Yes.
I think for Boba Fett again, it's gonna be, underground crime lord, Sopranos of Star Wars for sure. For Mando season 3, I think obviously we're gonna be on Mandalore. I do think we'll see Grogu. I don't think we're gonna see that much of Grogu. There's hope, Marissa. Don't worry. There's hope. But I think, and I mentioned this on Monday. I think when we see Grogu, it'll be for a purpose. I think my prediction is they're going to do an Empire Strikes Back kind of a thing. Oh, there it is. Look at that beautiful Skywalker blue. I love it, dude.
Right.
I feel like I need to go grab the dark
That's what
saber.
we're doing?
This is
Marissa, just do the
I
magic
will
hand
never
thing.
lose.
The magic
Hold on,
hand
hold
thing.
on.
Maybe do the magic hand thing.
Are we all grabbing like? Okay, you know what? You know
Let's
what
have-
though? I can grab something too, guys. I can grab something too.
I will not lose.
Also,
Ooh, yes.
Trilla
I
with the
refuse to
orange
lose.
lightsaber.
Oh, I
Orange
have orange
lightsaber
right here.
game.
Yeah.
Orange.
I'm joining the party, okay? I'm joining the party.
Hey.
Everyone's got lightsabers. There we go. I'm in on it. Wow, what are you, General Grievous? What are you doing over there? God.
I have been trading your Jedi arts by Count Dooku.
One is enough, man.
One is never enough.
No.
I just got the Kylo saber a couple
Oh,
weeks
man.
ago, and that's pretty dope.
Oh my
I
God.
bought that for my niece, and when I was just down there, I put it together for her. And I was like, "All right, now go stab your dad."
That's what you have to do when you have the Kylo lightsaber, man.
Halfway.
Mando season 3 thoughts again. I think again when we see Grogu, I mentioned this on Monday, but I think it'll be an Empire Strikes Back kind of a thing where he may sense something is wrong with Din, and no one else who would better understand that is Luke Skywalker because he was in the same predicament with the same species, in Empire Strikes Back. So I think when we see Grogu, it'll be for a specific purpose, but we're not going to see that much of Grogu in season 3. Just because of how it left off. He's off training, but I think he's only going to be with Luke for however long he needs to work through his past and his Jedi stuff. Other than that, another thing we talked about on the Mando Monday stream was, the interesting thing about Din Djarin is he has this unwanted power. He doesn't really care he doesn't strike me as the guy that's like, okay, I'm going to be the king of Mandalore now that I have the Darksaber. He doesn't strike me as that guy. But one thing that's interesting is like not wanting power, not needing it makes you the most, qualified for it. And I wonder if other clans and other Mandalorians are going to start to see like, hey, we want to listen to this guy, because he's not craving, he's not lusting after this power.
Listen to the
Kinda
space cowboy.
Yeah, So we'll see what happens. Chris, do you have our questions? What's our next question, man?
The next question is, who is your favorite Star Wars villain and why?
Trilla, start the. Yeah, you go ahead and start it off, Trilla. Who's your favorite villain?
Well, it's once again Trilla.
Okay, fair enough.
Because it's just like she's such a powerful villain, and like seeing a female character who's a person of color, and it's just her taking the energy, and it's just the way she toys with Cal, like taking jabs at his master, and like twisting, like she's like, "Are you sure you want to trust Sarah?" Like, it's kind of like just keeping him on edge, and I think it's just having that ability to just be unpredictable, but think on your toes, kind of like she does, is just super cool. So.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you've made it clear that she's definitely one of your favorites for sure.
Oh yeah.
Marissa, I feel like I think I know who yours is based off of your TikTok. I think I know, but I could be wrong. Who's your favorite Star Wars villain?
It's Kylo Ren.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'll admit right away, I simp. I totally simp. But
Oh, I know. I've seen your page. I know.
come on, I write Kylo fan fiction. Like I simp.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I do think that he's like a very dynamic, like interesting character.
Yeah.
And like I know people treat Kylo and Ben like different people, but it's just the spectrum of who he is and what he's choosing to do and how he feels abandoned and lost by his family, and that he sought out something to replace that. And he's just like an interesting person to me, and he's not all bad. He really like runs that spectrum of like fighting between the two sides of himself, and I think that's just like a super compelling, interesting thing. Relate to the trauma, relate to the daddy issues, like he's just compelling to me. And also he's vicious and cruel, and he acts out, but it's painful for him to do those things, and it's just a very interesting dynamic that I'm like fascinated by, because he wants to love somebody, he wants to have connection with people, and not like romantic love, just like to be loved. And like one of my things that just like breaks my heart about when Carrie Fisher died is that because of that, we'd never get to have Ben Solo and Leia together ever in the sequel trilogy. And that relationship dynamic is so important, and we just like don't get it at all. And I think it would have been a lot more of a fulfilling movie in Rise of Skywalker. I think Ben Solo would have lived if we got to have him go home to Leia. So I just love him.
Yeah, no, I can tell. I mean, now that you mentioned some stuff with sequels, like I felt like the one thing that upset me most was like the one thing I wanted was Luke, Han, and Leia just in one scene together, just one more time, man. And I'm so mad like we never got that, but whatever.
Well,
that's like my biggest like upset, but yeah.
Well, and then like Kylo's relationship with Luke is super fascinating, and like seeing those the duality of like that, how that whole thing went down from their different perspectives is so interesting, and all that kind of stuff.
We needed more Kylo Ren and Finn. They dropped the ball on their relationship and their dynamic.
There should have been another confrontation with them. I agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah, that, and if you look at like the background of their characters, where, you know, I will always stand firm on the hill that Finn is the Leia of the sequel trilogy.
Yep.
And, you know, with Finn, who was conscripted and captured into the First Order and raised from the age when he was like a toddler till he was like 23, and then the light was always calling to him, even though he was on the side of the dark. Granted, he didn't want to be, but then at the age of 23 he is seduced by the light. Where you look at Kylo Ren, who was raised in the light, raised to be a Jedi or to be on the light side of things, was called out to the dark for his whole life, and then at the age of 23 he was seduced by the dark side and switched over. And just the fact that not just in The Force Awakens but in an earlier scene, Kylo Ren takes notice of Finn when Finn is just vibing, and he obviously senses something in him, and there was such a visceral reaction to that traitor as like, this is personal. And then they never see each other again.
There definitely should have been.
The Finn thing, like that's another big issue I have with the sequel trilogy, because Finn is such a great, interesting character. John Boyega is a fantastic actor, and it's just like so mishandled. He's basically wallpaper in Rise of Skywalker, and you're just like, come on, he's so cool. He's like my second favorite character in the sequels, and I just like, he's so mishandled. He's so good. I'm like, why did you do this to him? And then weird. Captain Phasma, come on, she's so badass. And then you just like we only get this much of her.
And when you brought up The Last Jedi and you were talking about like that last hour, I just don't understand why Ryan Johnson and the editors cut out that Finn deleted scene with Phasma. It is such a more complete.
There was a delete.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Yeah, you gotta see it because it's a more fleshed out version of their final confrontation.
Yeah.
Finn gets to say his piece, and it sows the seeds of a stormtrooper rebellion that we never got. And Ryan
Oh.
Johnson said that he cut it for pacing, which my brother's a film director, and he says what that means is generally it ruins the momentum of where the movie is trying to go. But I'm watching I watched the movie and I watched like the 10 minutes before and after, and I'm just like, I don't see how it does that.
Right.
I don't
Wow.
I don't see it.
Yeah. I didn't even know that they have that deleted scene. What the heck?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. You can watch it.
Okay.
This is just a question since we're talking about it. I have a very strong opinion especially since Finn was like not used very much in Rise of Skywalker. If I feel like Last Jedi and Finn's storyline would have been more compelling if he did sacrifice himself at the end of Last Jedi.
I felt that once for a split second.
Yeah.
But then I changed my mind. The reason why is Finn wasn't generally acting out of anger up until that specific point. And that was such a change from him being the good-natured, I was not going to kill for them, but now I'm going to kill myself to stop them. And it wasn't even going to stop them. That's why they wanted to pull away, because it wasn't going to work. Because even if they did stop the cannon,
you saw those AT-ATs.
Right. The gorilla AT-ATs are just out there chilling.
Right.
And so I think with that, and it was one of the reasons why I love the line, but I hate the context when it comes into it, where we're not going to win by saving or fighting what we hate, but saving what we love. It's just like, all right, Finn just escaped these people like a week ago. If anybody in this movie has a reason to hate the First Order, it's him. Now, if this movie took place a few years later, granted, he still would have a reason, but at least he's been out of that system long enough to be surrounded by people that love him. So he's, maybe not harboring that hate anymore. I'm like, this is Finn. This is like the worst week of Finn's life. All right, let him live.
I'm trying to find you guys' pages. Oh yeah, there we go. I think I copied them on there. There was something else I was going to say about Ben, particularly with Kylo Ren. I think another thing, like when you think about his childhood too, like his mom, Leia, she was, and for better lack of words, she's like this political figure, right? That was very busy. And then you think of his dad, who was like this guy who likes to travel and go out and do missions. So I feel like he probably had a lot of free time. I would imagine as a kid where there wasn't that much attention, kind of directed on him and kind of being raised and probably drew closer to his uncle, Luke, in that sense of trying to find something. So I feel like probably the family dynamic was an issue and rooted, with part of his demise. But, apparently there's still, and maybe, where did I hear this? I think that Palpatine was still orchestrating certain things around his downfall. So, I feel like, with his upbringing, and then Palpatine still kind of orchestrating things that led up to him becoming, a part of, becoming Kylo Ren and joining the Knights of Ren. I feel like, there was a lot of stuff that just kind of built up with this character. But anyway, I need to share you guys' pages. So let me do that really quick, man. Any other questions, comments before I do that?
Am I going crazy, or did we skip the villains question?
Yeah,
No.
pretty much. We talked about Kylo.
Okay.
And then I brought up Kylo and Finn, and then we just went off the rails.
My bad. Yeah, Nico, who's your favorite villain?
Okay.
You guys got to keep me in check, man. Sometimes I forget these questions.
I like the really calculating villains. So it's definitely Thrawn, but I respect Palpatine every time I think about how the Clone Wars was just like him on both sides of the chessboard, and he wins.
Okay, I feel that. I have to say, number one, old school Vader for sure. But then there's something about Moff Gideon too that's just You know, he doesn't have the right. You know, it's his whole presence, man. Just it's very intimidating. It feels like I don't know. There's something about what's left of the Empire that just feels really like dirty and kind of edgy. You know what I mean? And you're like something's really disturbing with
These guys
everyone in this time. You know, and I get that complete vibe from Moff Gideon, where it's like, you know, you just feel like there's trouble brewing whenever you see him on screen. So he's definitely one of my favorites for sure. I love the character. Did everyone else share their favorite villains? No? Yes, Trilla did, of course.
Yeah.
Trilla did.
I did not.
We talked about Kylo. Chris, who's your favorite villain?
Well, I think classically we would have to go with Vader. Yep. Besides that, I would also have to go with Thrawn. That is one bad man, and I feel like when we see Thrawn again, he'll be a villain, but he's not gonna be the same villain.
Yeah.
Because you know he was in service of the Empire, but it wasn't really his empire.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we see Thrawn as the big bad versus like the representative of the big bad, that's going to be a whole other different kind of Thrawn.
Yeah. And I think the same is to say for Ezra, because I'm like, there's no way in hell, you know, he's been held captive this whole time, unless he's been held captive by himself, you know, for like his way of thinking has changed, you know, because I feel like the last time we seen Ezra too, he was he's that character that I don't want to say, what am I trying to say? He's not indecisive, but he's very emotional. He's definitely impulsive. Yeah. So I feel like think like 20 years with Thrawn is going to change anyone. You know, if you're probably just hanging out with the guy. Mind you, it probably wasn't 20 years, but I mean, it's been a good gap of time from Rebels time to where we are.
Probably a cool decade.
Yeah. So I feel like something psychologically probably has changed with both of them for sure. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of that in Ahsoka. Good talk, guys. Let me share everyone's pages on TikTok, man. Let's go to the TikTok. All right. Trilla Supremacy. This is your page. Is this you?
Yes, this is me.
She's like, that's my lightsaber. That's please be sure to go and follow her, guys. I'm going to copy your link really quick. I think I can just click on the name, maybe. Yeah, I just have to click here. Then I'm going to post that in the chat so folks can find you. So please go and follow everyone that's here in the chat. I still got a couple more people to look up. Wait, Q. No, it's G.
It's grotesque.
Yep.
Egomania.
There you are. I got you. So go follow this. Go follow my Grogu. This is my Grogu that I duet with, guys. She does a lot of fun stuff on TikTok as well. So be sure to go and follow her. She has made it clear she is a Kylo Ren simp. So if you're into that same simpery, be sure to go and give her a follow over there. You will have a good time. And I'm serious. I literally have like 15 duets in my drafts ready to go. So you'll be seeing those shortly. Star Wars lawyer. Did I spell lawyer right? I think I did. I went to public schools. You guys have to forgive me. My buddy Star Wars lawyer, he's great, man. He does a lot of lore, cosplay stuff. I mean, you name it. I mean, video game stuff. He has his own Discord too. So if you link up with him, you guys can get all that information. But I'm gonna post his link in the Discord. Chat. Yeah. Nico, you have a Discord too, right?
We're not going to talk about it.
We're not going to talk about it. Nico Skywalker. There you are. I said Nick Skywalker. My bad. Nico.
I'm going to call you Nick Skywalker from now
Nick
on.
Skywalker.
I'll accept it.
I'm changing your name in the Discord to Nick Skywalker.
God. I mean, what is it right now? Tony?
Yeah, it's Tony, I think.
No, wait, no, it's not Samuel Jackson in the Discord right now.
Samuel L. Jackson's in your Discord.
Not
What's
in-
happening?
My name in the Discord is not Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah, if you want to see some cool lightsaber stuff, learn some good tutorials. Nico is a great asset in the Force.
And beards.
So be sure to follow him as well, man. You guys have all been great, man. Again, everyone that's in the stream, consider yourself usuals. I want to bring you guys back on anytime. Wednesdays are Star Wars TikTok. So anytime you guys are free, again, you guys make it so easy. I can send out messages to 1,000 people and never hear back, but you guys are the ones that definitely say yes, and it helps the channel, but it's also great because of the community, and it's great to show just how big Star Wars TikTok truly is, and we are the faces. So consider yourself usuals. I can't wait to chat with you guys more. Any last questions, theories before we close out? Anything? Trilla, is there anything on the dark side that you're like, I just got to talk about this theory before I leave?
I'm still clinging on to the fact I refuse to believe that Trilla's dead.
Okay.
But
Dark side
there
is
is
a
also
pathway to many abilities.
Yes.
Some consider to be.
A net. I don't know, man. Vader, though, that's.
There was talk that the Kenobi series was gonna kind of bring in an Inquisitor and then tie into another Inquisitor show.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
there's
hope.
To see. Yeah,
There's hope.
we'll see.
I want to see some more armorer stuff from you so I can duet, please.
Yes, I will do that.
All right, I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be spying on your page, looking for armor
Right.
stuff that I can save and duet. But you guys have been great. I'll be hitting you guys up for other Star Wars TikTok Wednesdays, and I will see you guys for the next video. Be sure to subscribe, guys, and go and follow all my friends from TikTok, and have a fantastic evening. Bye, guys.
Later.
See ya.